Boom, 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 boom. Father, father, and son. We're going to disregard our normal theme song in favor of our review of Robert Pattinson in
The Batman.
First, what I want to say is we actually pay to go see these movies. We're not like all these other reviewers online.
Right.
They get the movies for free, and do I care what they have to say? I mean, no, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, not really.
Not really. I mean, you don't care what I have to say. You shouldn't really.
Yeah.
So what are you watching this for? Go watch something else. No, I got a problem with a lot of these reviewers, especially after I saw their hatchet job they did on Batman v Superman. So many of these popular reviewers that we see on YouTube, YouTubers, they got it wrong, and I stopped watching them ever since then. I haven't bothered. So this time around, I took a look at some of their reviews because I was kind of interested. I thought it was interesting how they contradict themselves. Some of them were complaining about Ben Affleck's Batman in the Batman v Superman movie, talking about how it was like a horror movie. You remember all that?
Yeah.
And how people were complaining and whining. It's like, that's the way Batman should be.
Yeah.
Horrific, in the shadows and all that. Now this time around, everyone's like, oh, this is like a horror movie. I don't get it. I don't get these guys. But that's why we're doing our own thing.
Exactly.
I don't really care what they say.
And speaking of our own thing,
yeah,
what did you think of the movie?
Oh, it was good.
Yeah. I have to agree.
Do you have a thumb for it, too?
I have 2 for it.
Okay, I got those. 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, review's done.
But anything you want to say?
No, you go.
First?
Now, see, we got to see it in IMAX, and then he got to go see it again in the drive-in. So was the drive-in experience any different?
I would say the main difference of the drive-in experience, other than the fact that the sound wasn't as good, and it was kind of seeing the screen wasn't as. Oh, did it just?
I don't know if we're still there.
Okay.
We're still there.
Well, seeing the screen wasn't as nice, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing that I did like better about the driving experience was the fact that it was just very lightly raining, which added a really nice touch to the feel of the movie.
So it was like you were in Gotham.
Yeah,
the wet
basically.
Streets. Are the streets always wet in Gotham?
That was a question.
Are they in like some sort of a climate thing where it's just always raining there?
Probably. The weather's never nice in Gotham.
Doesn't seem to be. Okay.
Well, anything else?
So, yes, there's a lot more we could talk about. So, go ahead, talk.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was really good. I thought the plot was very solid. The 3-hour runtime is something that you shouldn't have to worry about because it really makes the runtime feel valid. It makes it feel like every second you're watching, something's happening. It's either just delving into a scene and showing details that didn't necessarily have to be there, but it's nice that it's there, or just letting you see what's going on.
I would say go to the bathroom before the movie starts.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Maybe twice or 3 times.
To the 3/4 mark during the movie, and I wish that they had an intermission. Or passed a bucket for me to use.
Neither time I've seen it, I had a problem with that.
I'm old.
Yeah, that explains that.
So, I'm old. I go to the bathroom.
But yeah, that's definitely a precaution to take.
Intermission. All right, my take. I liked Robert Pattinson. The only thing I was interested in this whole movie, I tried to stay away from anything prior to the film. I didn't really look at too many featurettes or any of this spoiler stuff people put online. I stayed away from. I just stayed away from everything. I just was interested in what he was doing. I was not impressed initially with the rest of the cast. I didn't care anything about him. I thought Pattinson was great. I like Christian Bale. I like Ben Affleck. I don't care for George Clooney. Val Kilmer. I like pretty much all the guys, but I thought Pattinson did a great job. They all put their own spin on the characters.
Yeah.
And I like the way he was creeping around like a vampire at the beginning, just kind of floating around.
All the scenes where you just see the boot just...
Yep. Very... I'll tell you what, though, the most horrific scene in that whole movie for me was that damn Batmobile.
Oh,
watching that thing
such a beast.
And IMAX, that thing growling down the alley with fire shooting out of it, and he's like a nutcase going after a penguin.
Yeah.
That was crazy. It's like the people driving around here. It's nuts. But it was I really enjoyed it.
It really just had an impact, and I think some of the new things they did for some of the characters was really interesting. Like the Riddler, I especially liked this newer, very Zodiac-type take on him.
Zodiac killer?
Yeah.
It was serial killer. Total serial killer.
Yeah, definitely.
Very much the detective story, which we haven't really seen a lot of that in any of the live action anyway.
No, sadly.
It's really, really cool to see that type of story play out. I liked the scene when, this obviously by now you gotta realize this is spoilers, right?
Yeah.
I'll put that in the headline.
Yeah.
But when Batman's getting chased out of the police department and he's up on the roof.
Oh.
And he goes, he gets to the ledge and realizes it's higher than I think he thought it was. And he kind of takes a step back where we're used to Batman just diving off of a roof. Yeah. This time he's like, no, like he hadn't tried this thing out yet.
Yeah, it's clear that he had been planning this for a while, but this was his first actual attempt at it.
And he did a good job. He got out of there anyways, right?
Got slammed into
I loved the reaction that he had. I love that reaction that he had. Because, like, you know, we're really getting an idea that he's new to a lot of this stuff.
I mean, it's his second year, but when you think about it, 2 years
that's
for
not
this
a lot.
sort of thing,
no, it's not especially. A lot. But it was really cool to see. I like how he really showed no regard for his own safety in any way, shape, or form.
This is a Batman that hasn't yet learned how to be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I think that's really the
Batman.
best way to describe it.
He's a wrecking ball, basically. Yeah. That's what he is. He's a wrecking ball.
Both to himself and the scum of Gotham.
Ooh, that was good. Maybe he's the next Batman. I like that.
Yeah, no thanks.
So, what else you think? I mean, we could go on for days. We're not going to. We try to keep these under 10 minutes.
Yeah. We could go on forever because there's just so much to dig into. But overall, if you haven't yet, I do suggest you see it. It's going to be on streaming in a couple weeks, isn't it?
Yeah, I think the 17th.
Yeah, so 2 weeks
April
until
17th?
2 or 3 weeks until streaming. And if you still get the chance to see it in the theater, I definitely suggest doing that.
Yes.
IMAX definitely warrants the ticket.
Yep. You want to see IMAX first. It'll be nice to watch it at home for those of us who have to go to the bathroom. But seeing it on the big screen was fantastic. Pattinson was excellent. I liked most of the cast. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
I have a few negatives, which they're minor. I'm not going to really get into it.
Yeah.
Overall, it was really cool. I like the different take on the Batmobile. It's nice to see a different Batmobile in all these movies.
Yeah, it is definitely an earlier Batmobile, too.
Yeah.
The fact that it's more just a super souped-up car.
I like to see them, in the next movie add something to it, not go crazy.
It sets up a lot for future movies, too.
Yeah, it does. Yes,
Despite the fact that it is very much its own contained thing, it does set up a lot for a bigger...
And correct me if I'm wrong, but we saw no batarangs in this movie.
No, the closest we had was his...
That chest piece, this thing.
Yeah,
he pulls it off and it's a blade. We didn't see him throw it.
No, but he could have.
I suppose, but we didn't see any batarangs, but maybe that'll be coming later.
Maybe.
So...
But... I don't know. Do you have anything else you want to top it off?
No, it was good. It was good. I suggest you go see it. I don't want to compare it to the other films. They're all different.
Yeah, I don't like comparing most versions of live action characters because most characters are so varied that you can't really.
One thing I will say is you've got Keaton. I never liked Keaton, and I don't like Clooney. Forget Clooney in general, but Keaton and Val Kilmer and Christian Bale and Ben Affleck. They all added something different to the role, yet they were still Batman. Yeah. And I like that. I thought that was kind of cool. And Pattinson really did a good job coming up with his own play on Batman Bruce Wayne.
This is really the story...
Mostly Batman. We didn't see a lot of Bruce Wayne. Not a lot of Bruce.
Not a lot of Bruce at all.
And not much Alfred.
No. But this is really the story of Batman figuring out how to not just be the crime fighter, but also be the hero.
Yes.
Because those are two different things.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is. But
if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, go find out what I'm talking about.
Go see the movie. It's really good. Pattinson's great.
Yes.
We like him.
Yes, it is.
So, are we done?
I think we're done.
For Father and Son Review It All.
Here's Big Chris.
And there's Little Chris.
And remember, have good YouTube!
We got the whole YouTube in there this time.